Stop the car, let me out. Stop the car! Hello, I'm Lee from Drone Steep, and this is my funny drone story. A few weeks ago, I was contacted by one of my old school friends, Sam, and she is currently a DJ on Radio Ashford. Now she tells me she was given a new car to drive around. It's a sponsored car with Radio Ashford plastered all over it. Now the idea of getting in touch with me was that she knew I fly a DJI Mini 2 around the sky, and she wanted to know whether I could film her driving around landmarks in Ashford in her new car. The first thing I thought was Ashford hasn't got any landmarks. Then I remembered Ashford Outlet Centre, and that was the only thing I could remember about Ashford. So I arranged to meet Sam in Ashford. She had a list of places that she wanted to drive past, and all she wanted me to do was to have the drone in the air and capture her car driving past various landmarks in Ashford in order to make a small little advert for Radio Ashford. This all sounded quite straightforward, to be honest. We were able to find various locations that didn't have a lot of traffic, didn't have a lot of people around, and most importantly, were not in no-fly zones. First of all, we just found a few country lanes, allowing her to drive past in the sunset, and me just to be able to do a simple pan and capture her driving her car. So far, so good, all going swimmingly. Then we found another piece of road that it was quite busy, but it was not busy enough for me to worry about. So Sam decided to just drive up and down this road, and for me just to try and get some chase shots, just following her up the road and coming back down again a few times. This was all going very well, and I was quite happy with some of the shots I got. And finally Sam came back down the road, and looking behind her, there were no cars whatsoever behind her. So as she drove past, I just flagged her down and I just jumped straight in the car. But as I got into a passenger car seat, closed the door, Sam pulled away, I looked down at the control box and suddenly thought, stop the car, let me out. Stop the car! Suddenly I've realised I've left the drone in the sky. I didn't actually land, so I'm in the car with the control box in my hand, Sam's driving. So luckily Sam was able to stop the car. I jumped out of the car, ran back up this hill to try and remember where I left the drone. Luckily for me, the clever little DJI Mini 2 done exactly what it should do. It just remained hovering in the sky until it reconnected to my control box. Luckily I knew exactly where it was and was able to do a control landing, not a problem whatsoever. But yeah, it was just that initial, oh my god, I've just left my drone in the sky and I'm in the car, just totally forgot to actually land the poxy thing. So that's my funny story. If you didn't find it funny, I guess you had to be there really. Or if you're a drone pilot, you would probably find the funny side. From my experience, I know trying to capture decent footage during a sunset isn't as easy as it seems. This is a bit boring now, isn't it? So I arranged to meet with Sam in Ashford, and it was quite. We were able to find various locations. And then we found a road which was I don't know what the road was. And then finally Sam came back. Sam came back down the road, and looking behind her, there were no cars whatsoever behind her. So as she drove past, I just flagged her down and I just jumped straight in the car. Suddenly I realised I've left the drone in the sky and I'm in the car driving back towards. I've realised I've left the drone in the sky and we're in the car heading back to the, I don't know who we're heading back to. Yeah. What else can we say? Diddly 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 ding.